we are back again, and this time with the Rotary Chuck tool. What I found, or what I thought was going to be the simplest and cheapest way of practicing, is just to get some copper olives. These have an external diameter of I think it's 30, so 28mm olive, and 15 there, and whatever that size is. So we've already had a bash on one of them. The hardest thing I think here is actually getting this lined up. I've tried to use the bracket. You can see that I haven't quite got it flat against the bracket. Also the olives are not incredibly well held in these little jaws. Probably some sort of other pin would have been more useful in there, but that's something we can work out. So I've kind of got it lined in the middle. So nothing unusual. We have just done the text. I've changed it to italics. Let's just select that. So this time in the filling options, I've just left it as it was before from the rotary rollers, so nothing there. If we go into the font, I've changed that to italics just for this test. Nothing else has changed from default. I've gone over and I've set speed to 100, power 100, frequency still 30, all defaults apart from the speed. Then you just need to go up to ring mark, and all of this pretty much stays the same. Obviously your the extended access is Y. The outer diameter, which is 30, the ring thickness, and I think that means the width, is 4. I don't know where this 85 is coming from. Don't know whether that makes any difference or not. Ring, inner ring. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what that does. Let's see if we mark it again now, see if that makes any difference to anything. Now you can hopefully see. So GHD is what we're printing, and it's doing the D at the moment, I think that is. Notice here we have a slightly different menu. It's got 3 characters, and we can check on each one. So hit there, that's the next character, in this case the H, and if we do the last one, it's going to be the G. Same as before, if you go into config, I think the reversal can make it print the other way around, but that's what I've got set up. These are all set from before. Don't think the reduction ratio matters. You can just check the alignment of your fitting of the olive or whatever you're doing. So if I just click forward, we'll get this spinning. You can see the olive is not very well made, and the flat part of it, the thickness varies, as you can see, but it should stop hopefully on the thickest part. There we go. So it's on the thickest part. Okay. So this one, yeah, if you want to try that, you just select distance and put a value in here, and close that down. There we go. And OK there. And if you're happy with everything, you can hit mark. So I'm just going to grab the glasses, get those on, and just line up the mouse. There we go. And now we're just going to hit mark. There we go, let's try again. Take the glasses off, let's have a closer look at that. So it's not really marked that very well. I have cleaned the copper We've got the same problem as before. I don't know whether you can see that through the camera lens, but it is not lining up. The galvo is not zeroing correctly after it's finished. And again, we're going to have to go back to red and then cancel, and that should, as you can see there, bring it back. Let's see where it was. I'll just do that again. Yeah, there we go. So if you want to adjust powers and things within this, you have to drop out of this and then adjust everything. So I'll go down to 50. So we've just changed the speed to 50, and we'll just spin this around. It's not a tight fit, and we'll try that again. Let's just mark it. Hang on, that's not going to do it. We need to be running the ring mark axis, otherwise we won't be getting anything done. So there you go, see it there, and literally just hit as many as you want to see. So if you've got a longer word, this is allowing you to line up each one, and you can see the position as the ring or whatever turns, and if it's going off, you know you've got the alignment of the unit wrong somewhere. So actually I'll just look at this through the viewfinder. So we're at 50 this time for the speed, and we'll just hit I think we're getting a better engraving this time, except it's round the wrong way. Isn't that weird? Why has it done that? Config, reversal. Funny that it didn't do that before. Let's just spin that round. Oh, actually it did do it before, it's back to front. Again, it's not aligned properly, so we'll do red and then cancel. Now it is aligned. Let's just burn that again. So this time we have GHD burnt in there. Probably the text needs to be a little smaller, and also it's not quite bang in the middle of that flat spot on the olive, but you get the idea. This is obviously copper. I have cleaned it with some ISO. And let's see if we can. Again, it's not right, is it? We're going to click red and cancel. There we go, that's better. I'm just going to see if we can make the text smaller. We'll drop out of the menu, and it's still highlighted. So let's make this text 4 this time and apply. Yeah, that's dropped it down. Just going to put it back on the middle, and we'll just bring up the ring mark, and we'll just mark to see where that is. So it's smaller this time. Just going to put that in the middle of that olive. Oh, that's pretty good. So again at 50, let's just mark that. Good focus. Oh, come on. Hopefully it's focused enough for you to see that. Pretty accurate in the flat area, so that's not too bad at all. Again, it hasn't reset, so we're going to hit red and stop again. Now we can get that in the centre. So that is good. Now let's go down even smaller. Let's drop out of that menu, and this time we'll go to 2mm text. Let's turn the italics off. And OK. Let's have a look in the H for, filling. Just seeing if there's a line size, there. Okay, well, let's leave it on that. We've gone down to 2mm this time, quite small. We'll again just bring up the ring mark, and we'll just hit the red. Oh, it's so small now I can not really see it. So we'll cancel that and we'll go and mark it. There we go. Oh, stupid, knocked the plug out with my foot. Right, let's just take this off. Right, so let me just wipe off any soot here. And let's see if we can get this in focus. Might not be easy to do. Okay, so that is the 2mm height, if it will focus. There we are. And then see how that's slightly wonky. That wasn't slow enough. And that was back to front. That's that reversal button again being selected or not selected. And another OK one there. You just wipe over it. Seems to crisp up once you wipe over it. So next thing we've got to try and do is an inner mark. So I think we'll just set that up. Actually, I might set the brass one up, although there's not much engraving area on the brass piece. That might be an issue. Yeah, I think we'll set it up on the inner of that and go from there. So back in a minute when I've set that up. Okay, so I am back again. We've just adjusted that to an angle. We have got both of the red dots in there and aligned, although that's not at the bottom of the... It's very hard to see this from the front sometimes. So that's about the lowest spot, and we just are not quite right on the dots. There we go. No. About there. Got it roughly centred. We're still going to do that 2mm text, and let's just go back here and make sure we're doing the right thing. So ring mark, we are doing I think I had that inner ring ticked, didn't I, earlier on? That might have explained what was going on there with that reversal. Let's have a look in the config. I've got reversal selected. That might now be wrong, so we'll see in a second. we've got power 50 again, speed 50, power 100. I'm just going to mark that. It's very, very small. Sorry, just mark it with the red. So let's go through these. Right, let's try it again. Can't see if that's a D or not. I think it's a G. I think it's just reversed. Let's just mark it anyway. It's only on scrap. Yeah, now I don't know whether you can see it in there or not. It's too dark, I think. Let me bring it out. You can just see the GHD in there, and it is. Let me just put the camera down a bit more closely than my eyes. Yeah, it's back to front. So that, like before, is because we have this reversal on and we need it off. So let's do that again. We'll just drop out of that. We'll go back to the text size, and we'll change that to 4 mil and hit apply. That's a bit better this time. Let's change it to italics. That is the F for font. I'm going to go italic, and there we go. Let's leave it selected. We'll go up to movement, access, down to ring mark. Ring diameter, well, this time it's 28, so we should change that as well. Thickness is probably more now, substantially more, but we'll leave it on the 4. And let's just mark that. And hopefully we can see it more this time. So we've got, I'm going to try and put that there. Hopefully you can see that's a D. G, D, GHD, G, D and H. So let's mark that, see if that works out. And hopefully you can see this time. No, I'm just going to wipe it with my finger. Very hard to show it. Hopefully you can see that there. So I'm just going to take that off of the holder. Let's grab it. Just wipe that out. And of course it went straight over the top of the smaller one, which is typical. So hopefully you can see that in there. So yeah, so I think we're quite happy with that. I wonder if we should try getting that brass one in there and seeing if that will engrave. Brass is pretty tough, but let's see. I'm actually using the jaws rather than the little posts this time, and let's just get that roughly in the middle again. Height's probably going to be wrong, so I'm deliberately going to misalign it. So that's there. What I'm going to do is just go back to the other screen and we'll spin it round. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So here we go again. We will try and mark it on the brass. Same speed and power. And here we go. That's interesting. Now the spacing clearly is not enough. Well, actually it's done it, but there's barely any space between the characters. I don't know whether you can see that. I think you can. See, there is a tiny gap. You could really do with that being spread out a little bit more. Now, how will we do that? That's a good question. Let's just spin this ring around in the jaws. Again, not convinced that has reset to the 0 position. So we're going to mark it again. Okay, try and get that at the lowest point, and square and centered in the olive. It's about right. Now let's examine the spacing of the letters. Is that something we can change? To be fair, there's not much of a gap there, but there is a gap. Oh, Deb, I said I'm filming.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, just looking in this font alignment menu, there's a character spacing option there. I'm just wondering if we can change that to 1mm and see if that makes any difference. Have we got a bigger space there now? I think we might have. Let's go back again to movement ring. Let's just mark that. This is why you have to select the text. If it's not selected, it won't print it, won't deal with it. So let's mark that. Trying to see if it's square. It's not far off. Just going to see if I can see how far this is spinning around. Yeah, I think that's going to have a bigger gap now between the letters. So let's cancel that. We're going to do red and cancel again to 0 it. Oh, God's sake, I'm trying to hold this camera with one hand and do everything else. Right, here we go. So we are going to mark it now. It doesn't look to me like it's made any difference, to be honest. Go over here. Oh, actually, yes, it has. Yeah. Let's see if I can get that to sit there, and I'll zoom in. So the one on the left is the first one. Hopefully you can see the spacing there. Whoops. Come on. Oh, Jesus, it's so hard with all the reflections. And then the one we just did with the 1mm spacing in the font section, so you can see that's much better. So yeah, I think we're good to go. In fact, I think the brass probably marks nicer than the copper. So anyway, look, there we go. That is the Rotary Chuck working, and all good.